Alright, today I'm here to explain to you guys the Tughlaq Dynasty, and the Tughlaq Dynasty is one of the most unique civilizations in the game, and it's a new civilization in the Dynasty of the East expansion DLC for Age of Empires 4. Now, it is a Delhi variant, but there's multiple things that the Tughlaq Dynasty has that no other civ in the game has, really. And we're going to get into all of those. But first we have to enter the game. And the first thing you're going to notice about the Tughlaq Dynasty is that they don't have normal drop-off points like other civs in the game. You actually have a worker elephant that can move around and drop off wherever on the map, essentially. And to show you guys that, you can send the worker elephant to the berries, and you don't need to drop a mill or anything. You can just drop it at the worker elephant. So the worker elephants cost 75 resources, but they are very, very strong. Yeah, you can build them from the TC instantly. And another thing to note that's very strong about Tughlaq Dynasty is that elephant economics increases resources dropped off to the worker elephants by 5%, which is a massive, massive bonus for the Tughlaq Dynasty. So not only are your drop-off points more mobile, your villagers also drop more off at these drop-off points. So it is really cool to the Tughlaq Dynasty, these worker elephants. Another thing you're going to notice pretty quick is that the Tughlaq Dynasty doesn't have normal eco upgrades. They don't have horticulture, they don't have double broadaxe, and they don't have specialized pick. Their unique technology is woven baskets, and you can get 3 of these, 1 per age. But this upgrade in particular is one of the strongest upgrades in the game. Villager resource gather rate increased by 5%. Bonus resources dropped off at the elephants, town centers, and docks increased by 10%. So it's increasing the resources you're dropping off on top of the additional resources that you're already dropping off baseline, right? At the worker elephant. So that's a very good upgrade, and something different that other civs in the game don't have. Another thing that you will notice with the Tughlaq Dynasty is that your upgrades research very, very fast. And this is in contrast to the Delhi, which researches upgrades very, very slow. If you wanted to, you can get Wheelbarrow in 5 seconds in the Dark Age. You can see how fast that is. Now, they're a little bit more expensive, but they're a lot faster, right? So it's like the inverse of Delhi. I think we pretty much covered everything you guys need to know in the Dark Age here. It's mostly about the worker elephants and its upgrades and its bonuses. Now we can move on to our landmarks here. Now, you have the same landmarks as the Delhi has. Tower of Victory and the Dome of Faith. However, they do different things. This increases the attack speed by elephants by 15%. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't think, you know, I need to cover that with you guys too much. So we can check out the Dome of Faith. And this is the one I've been using for almost every game. I find it's a little bit more useful than the attack speed on the elephants, because it does give you access to the hero elephant in Feudal Age. And this is, in my opinion, is a pretty strong unit, as well as it's a very unique unit. And it actually gains 1 damage for each nearby melee infantry unit that you have, you know, nearby, right? Within its aura. Which is pretty powerful, right? Having 1 spearman increases it to 16 damage. Having 2 spearmen increases it to 17. Right? And this is for every single melee unit and every hero elephant nearby. So you can stack this up pretty hard. And it's a good way to defend yourself at the start of the game, because you really can it's quite hard to kill these hero elephants for one thing, and if you're keeping them alive with nearby infantry, you're also buffing their damage. So it's important to note that that is a pretty strong mechanic for them. Obviously, you can research these upgrades fast as well. Every upgrade in the game, right? That includes blacksmith upgrades, you know, religious upgrades, it doesn't really matter. You also have a tab of the elephant count here. I'll take notice of that. So, you can check out some more units here before we get into the forts. But the first unique unit, other than the hero elephant that you're probably going to notice, is the raider elephant. And the raider elephants are essentially horsemen, except they're elephants, right? They cost double a horseman, but they do 18 damage and then plus 18 to ranged. So, I mean, that's the way you can think of them, right? They're pretty much the cost of 2 horsemen, but have like double the strength. They also have an ability, Trample. The elephant enters a frenzied rage for 6 seconds and can trample through units dealing 4 damage. So I'll show you what that looks like, and then it would just do a little bit of damage in an AoE. Yeah. So that's a pretty unique unit as well. From the ultra range, they have no unique units. Again, these upgrades are faster but more expensive. Yeah, so for the most part, the differences in the Tughlaq compared to most other civs, even the Delhi, is with their economy and their special units. They go heavy into the elephants, as well as the walkers, right? You're not really like getting like a aura of increased scatter rate like the Byzantines or the Atri, for example. What you're getting is you're just getting really, really efficient walkers with the walker elephants as well as this upgrade. And we move on to the Tughlaq forts now. Now, the Tughlaq forts serve as a multiple purpose building, right? Number one, they're a fort. So they do provide some safety being a fort and a keep. Which means you want to build them beside resources, beside vulnerable aspects of the map, right? Like maybe a wood line here. And second of all, you can actually get multiple bonuses from the Tughlaq fort. And that can be defensive bonus, a food bonus. I mean, you can see them here. There's 6 bonuses that you can get from, and you only can choose one of them. So if you only have one fort, you only get 1 bonus. If you have 2 forts, you get 2 bonuses. I mean, you get the point, right? Now, it's a little confusing, and I'm a little confused as well as to what is the best. I haven't exactly figured that out yet, but I'm going to tell you guys which one which one I think are the strongest. This one's okay if you're getting attacked. It spawns units for free. This one's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's not the best. It's not the weakest. It gives you a little bit of food. I think it gives you a maximum of like 108. Maybe a little more if you're optimal with your farm and building placement. This one I find the weakest. Cavalry trained within the influence produce units with 20 to 35 to 50 more health. I mean, if you're building elephants, which already have a high health pool, I just don't find 20 additional health that strong, right? This one is pretty good. 15% production rate on TCs is pretty strong, especially if you're going double TC. So if you can get away with this economic upgrade from the fort, I think that's pretty strong. And the last 2 are pretty good as well. This one's good if you have sacred sites. It's also good if you have hero elephants, because they do gain that 10%, 15%, and 20% damage. The the units being healed by the hero elephants gain that 10% and 15% damage, and it's especially good if you're healing elephants with the hero elephants, because if you're increasing a unit that already has a lot of damage, right, by 20%, you're getting a bunch of value from that. And then this one is obviously good. You know, maybe you get this upgrade and then you spam a bunch of upgrades, right? It could save you quite a bit of resources. So again, this is a defensive building, and it has a unique upgrade that makes it really quite strong of a defensive building. Attackers of this Tughlaq bad fort are struck by fear, reducing their attack speed by 30% while targeting the fort. So if your opponent wants to attack this fort and you get this upgrade, it makes it that much difficult to kill the fort because, you know, the attack speed is reduced by 30%. So a pretty good upgrade here if they're attacking you. And this is an upgrade. So upgrades this to lock bad fort with another default arrow, increases arrow damage by 2, and unlocks the second level of the assigned governor benefit. So, for instance, let's say if I go... I'll go the governor of the Admir. It's giving me 6, right? If I get the second one, it's giving me 9, I think. And the third one requires the compounded defender. So this is an upgrade that makes the fort better, stronger, and it's giving you a slightly stronger bonus on top of that. And again, obviously, to get the third upgrade, you need the compound of the defender. And that's the same for any fort upgrade here, right? So it would be the same 12 to 20 to 28. I would require the compound of the defender to get the 28 one. So hopefully you guys understand these Tughlaq bad forts. They're a little complicated because... I mean, I struggle with them. I'm going to explain to you guys why I struggle with them a little bit. I do end up forgetting which fort is which, right? And it does matter in some situations, especially if you have like a fort that... Let's say I want to go for the food fort here, right? Farms and houses within the Tughlaq bad fort generate food per minute. So I can build farms around this fort, and it will be a drop-off location. But if I build farms around this fort, it won't, right? So not all forts are gonna operate the same way. And it's something you kind of have to take into consideration, right? So it's something I've been kind of noticing as I've been playing this civilization myself, is that you do kind of have to remember which forts you're getting. And not only is it important for stuff like this, but it's also important for, you know, if I get the Cav, the temple one, the Cav trained hero, it has to be within the influence of the fort to actually get that bonus, right? And I'll show you that now. We'll put the Cav thing here. We'll put a Cav on both of these forts so that I can show you guys the HP difference. Oh no, this one, I haven't upgraded it yet. So they both have 235, but this one's gonna have 255, right? So it needs to be within the aura of this fort to get that bonus, right? So you do have to make sure that you are consistently... If the bonus requires you to be within the influence, or, you know, this one requires... This one's a drop-off point now, you do have to remember that that is specific to that fort. I don't think I need to show you guys all the bonuses of the forts. Again, some of them are pretty self-explanatory. But... yeah, it is a little bit more on the complicated side to remember where each fort is and what they do. Because there's no obvious indicator. There are, like, some banners here, right? That's the only indicator that you have. And you have to recognize these banners for what they are, right? You're gonna have to do some memorization if you are really interested in this civilization. So now we can move on to the Castle Age, and again, you get the House of Warning as well as the Compounded Defender. So the same landmarks here, but the House of Warning obviously has different upgrades, and the Compounded Defender reduces the stone cost to buildings and unlocks the third upgrade to the Tughlaq Fort, right? Which further enhances the health and the governor benefits. Again, if I was to get the compound, it would just give me access to this improvement, and it would give me the third benefit in the governor. Because you guys already understand that, I'm going to show you the House of Warning. To show you guys some unique upgrades here. So, you can see that elephants generate 2 health every 2 seconds out of combat. That's that one. This one increases the bonus damage by elephants, so it would increase plus 18. We would get 6, I think? Maybe 5? So yeah, we'd get 5, right? So it's plus 18, now it's plus 23. So, and it only increases the bonus damage. Just gonna spam some units here to take care of the AI. So we can also get an upgrade that increases the speed of elephants by 10%. I think Delhi also has that. And we can get an upgrade that improves Men-at-Arms charge duration by 3 and increases their damage of their charge attack by 100%. So you can almost think of this like the House of Lancaster Harborough charge upgrade. Pretty similar to that, except on the Men-at-Arms. And finally, you can get an upgrade that increases spear damage against Cav and increases their production speed. So, also pretty similar to the Harborough upgrade, except it's only the production speed, and also you get a damage bonus versus Cav. So that's the House of Warning. That's it. Those are the upgrades you're getting. If you don't think those upgrades are good, don't get the House of Warning. Honestly, I'm not convinced that the House of Warning is great. I don't think any of those upgrades are that great. The Men-at-Arms one's decent. The Elephant Speed one is decent, but I'm not sure it's worth getting just for those. I mean, even the Spearman one is decent, but again, I'm not convinced. You do get the same upgrade for these Amir warriors, though. That is an interesting thing to note. We can check out the Siege Workshop here. You do get a unique unit called the Ballista Elephant. Now, this is just an elephant for the Springald, right? It's pretty much the same as the Springald, except it's an elephant. Because, you know, since we're playing the Tughlaq Dynasty, everything has to be an elephant, right? I mean, they're cool. I'm not going to complain about having an elephant on the Springald. I mean, a Springald on an elephant, but that's pretty much it. You know, they're just Springalds on elephants. And you can also get an upgrade for them. Obviously, again, all of these upgrades are faster, but more expensive, right? So they all make in 5 seconds. And it is important to note, like, this is something that's universal through all of the upgrades on the civilization. But it does drastically change how you play the civilization. Because, for example, if you're getting attacked and you just get Castle Age, as long as you have the resources, you can upgrade your units immediately, which is pretty massive under pressure, right? So it's a big bonus if you are able to do that. I think for the most part we've covered everything except Imp Age, and that's because most of the civilization is based off of the forts. It's based off of your elephants, and it's based off of having really strong walkers. So all we have to do is cover the Imp Age landmarks now. And the first one is the Palace of the Sultan. You appoint a governor to the Palace of the Sultan and immediately gain their 4th tier benefactor bonus. What? They have a 4th tier? Am I confused? I'm actually not sure what the 4th tier one is. We're gonna have to check that one out because I'm curious. And the other one is pretty self-explanatory. It acts as a madrasa, right? So a university. And it generates 50 food and 50 gold per minute for every active governor. Obviously, you can have 6 governors, 6 times 100, or yeah, 6 times 100. I was thinking 60 for some reason, but it's 6. 6 times 100 is 600 resources per minute. So this landmark just gives you 600 resources per minute. It's not, you know, it's not any deeper than that. So we can check this one out. And let's see what it can give us here. So yeah, it actually does give us access to a 4th governor tier benefactor bonus. Now, does that just give us access to one, or can I put multiple? Let's check. Oh, I think it's just one. Because we've already gotten these ones. Oh, it might be all of them. I think it is all of them because we now have buffed these ones, right? And you can see that here. Cavalry trained within the influence of this building now produced with 65 more health. So the health, I mean, all of these are buffed, but we can check, we can click this one and see that we get increased production speed on a TC. I can show you that here. See, we're building villagers in 11 seconds, right? So very, very fast in that regard. And I think it is just for... Oh, interesting. Okay, it is just for that. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about that. Is it... I don't think it's bugged. I think it's just for that. That would be pretty weak, though, no? Unless I need to utilize this within the compound of the defender. I'll check very, very quick. Because I am curious about how this landmark in particular works. It's something I haven't really covered. Like, I've covered most of the Civ, but I haven't gone to Imp Age in a practice game with them yet, so let's check it out. Check it out a bit more. We'll go the compound to the defender this time to show you guys that anyway. We can swap the landmarks around. Shouldn't be 75... 11 seconds shouldn't be 75%. Really? Oh, did I not put cheats? I think I did, right? Yeah. So, let's go this one, and we'll go for the TC one as well. I think those are the most obvious ones. But yeah, we can't cook this one, which is 65 health, right? Because we already went for this one. And I'm not sure we can actually get up to that 4th tier bonus. I think if we build a stable near this fort right now, it's only going to give us 50 instead of 65, right? And if we were to upgrade it with the Palace of the Sultan, it would be 65. Oh, wait. What? It's 65? Okay, let's try another one then. Let's see if this one can give us... How much would it give from here? So, farms and houses within the ore of this building each generate 28 per minute, and stone equal to 20%. So let's see if we upgrade this one to the maximum, it's going to give us stone as well. And I think I have to take off cheats because sometimes it can bug it out like that. Okay, yeah, it gives us stone then. So if you do go Palace of the Sultan, all of your Tughlaq bad forts are getting that 4th tier benefactor bonus. I think if you do go Compound of the Defender, it might require you to go Compound of the Defender, because you need to go the H3 one possibly first. So it kind of does handicap you to go Compound of the Defender if you do want to go Palace of the Sultan, it seems. We'll check the TC one. Should I do it on a keep? Maybe we should do it on a keep. Let's do it on a keep. See if it's different. Okay, it's still 11 seconds, so that's just the way it is. Then we can do the 35% technology one. That should be quick. Curious to see that as well. So it's like 210, 35% would be around, I don't know, you get like 70 bonus maybe, a little more than that. Yeah, so pretty good as well. I think that covers everything, guys. If you're interested in the Tughlaq Dynasty, I do recommend watching. I'm going to make another video about the Tughlaq Dynasty, more in depth, more of a guide to show you guys what I think is good about the Civ and how you would play in game against either an AI or a human opponent. So, with that being said, I hope to see you guys on the next video.